Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome to Lady Khadija Radiallahu Anha Online College, live lesson A-Level Maths Year 2. This chapter is Parametric Equations, and today we're looking at a missing constant. So there's a constant within within the pair of equations where you have to find out what is the missing constant, the missing value of the constant. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's take a look. The equations are x equals at squared plus t, where a is the unknown constant, and that's what you're going to have to find out. X equals at squared plus t. For the other equation, it's y is equal to a times t cubed plus 8. Y is equal to a times t cubed plus 8, and again, a is the missing constant. What you are told is that the curve C, the curve passes through the point, and you're given the coordinates. The x coordinate is -4 and the y coordinate is 0. And that's enough information to be able to figure out the missing constant. So let's use one number at a time. First number, the -4, is the x, so that can go here. We can take a copy of this equation and then substitute in what we know. It should also tell us what t is, but no, we have to find that as well. So let's do what we can. Let's put in -4 as our x value, and we know that 0 can go in as the y value. So the -4 can go in here, and that becomes -4 is equal to at squared plus t. And then at the same time that the x coordinate is -4, we also know the y coordinate is 0. So let's substitute in 0 into the y coordinate. So we get 0 is equal to a times t cubed plus 8. And now let's put those two equations together and see if we can use them to somehow figure out what a is. Most likely we're going to need to work out what t is first, but let's see what we can do. Let's expand this out. So we've got 0 is equal to at cubed plus 8a. And then see if you can spot a way of working out what one of the numbers would be. Okay, it doesn't look like anything is going to cancel particularly here. So what we can do instead is probably take it one step back and say, let's rearrange this first equation for just a. So let's make a bit of space on the left. Let's bring the t cubed plus 8 over onto this side. So we now have rearranged for a. Nope, that's not going to work either. Okay, let's try it with the first equation. So we've got, reason it's not going to work is because you'd have 0 divided by something, and that'll just be 0. So that's not really going to help you. So let's just swap the order here, and let's see if we can get the second equation and rearrange that. So here we can take the plus t across to the other side. So I've got -4, then minus t. The plus can turn into a minus. And then we can divide both sides by t squared. So take the t squared across. And that's my expression for a, which I could then substitute into this first equation if you needed to. But taking a close look at that first equation, there is a quick way of getting the answer here. So let's take a copy. This is just like solving your quadratic equation once you factorized it. So the principle here is that if you cover up, if you've got two things, two brackets, so if I imagine the A is in a bracket, then when those two brackets are being times by each other to make 0, one of those two brackets has to be 0. So you're normally used to seeing it the other end, the other way. So let's put the equals 0 onto this side. So that's what you're used to seeing. And now what we can say is that the A is equal to 0. Let me show you by just covering that up. So we can say that the A on its own would be equal to 0, or t cubed plus 8 is equal to 0. So let's go with both. A is equal to 0. That might be one of the values for A, but it's not the only value because we're told in the question that A is non-zero. So that's one possible, that's the left-hand side being equal to 0. Now the right-hand side bracket would be 2 cubed plus t cubed plus 8 equals 0. Take the 8 to the other side, and that's t cubed is equal to minus 8. This is not like a square. So if it was t squared equals minus 8, you wouldn't be able to solve it because you can't square root minus numbers. But cube root you can. Minus numbers, you can cube root them, and that would be equal to minus 2. And just check minus 2, if I times it by minus 2, times it by minus 2 again 3 times, I do get minus 8. So I've worked out that t is equal to minus 2. Let me substitute it into this equation here. So I've got minus 4 minus t over t squared. If I put in minus 2 into there, then I'll have minus 4 minus 4 minus minus 2 over t squared, so that's minus 2 squared. If you type that into your calculator, then that should give you a value for A. I'm just going to do it in my head. So minus 4, 2 minuses make a plus, so minus 4 plus 2. The top would become just minus 2. And then on the bottom, you've got 4. So that becomes minus 2 over 4 is equal to A. So A is equal to minus a half. And let me just check that. A equals minus a half is correct. Okay, join me again for more on parametric equations. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be with you and the mercy and blessings of God.